Wouldn't you love to be able to create cool animations by combining Mixamo motion captured animation clips in Blender? It's really easy to do using the non-linear animation panel. And today I'm going to show you how to do it step by step in just a few minutes. Plus, if you hang on until the end, I've also done a short breakdown of how I put the intro animation together. Let's get started. We're going to start off in Mixamo. Now Mixamo is a free site, it's provided by Adobe. It's really nice, they've got loads of sort of built-in characters and tons of animations we can use. So we're going to start off in the characters tab. I like this one called Morak. He's quite mean looking. The next thing we do is choose some animations. So in the animations tab you can see we've got lots of animations. I think there's hundreds and hundreds of animations. So we'll search for one called Taunt. And that's quite threatening. Let's start off with that one then. So we press download. So you can leave the format as FBX binary, 30 frames a second is fine, with skin is fine, and you can press download. Let's choose some other animations as well. This roundhouse kick looks pretty good. Press download. This time we can have it without the skin. Finally, I'll search for a punch animation. You can go through a few different animations to find the one you like. This hook punch looks pretty good. So we'll download that, again without skin. So now we can hop over into Blender. You can see the three different files you've downloaded. You'll see the one with skin is actually much bigger file size. So we can actually drag and drop these now straight into Blender. So we'll start off with the taunt gesture. Just move that out of the way. You can pretty much leave all these settings as normal and press import FBX. Now you can see, let's just add some colour. We've got that taunt gesture and Morak added already. So if we, instead of the playback tab, we actually use the one that says non-linear animation, we can double click on this here and we're going to rename this taunt. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, now what I'm going to do, we're going to drag in the hook punch. Just as before, I'm just going to grab it and move it across a little bit. This one is going to be renamed hook punch. And finally, let's grab in the roundhouse kick. Let's call that roundhouse. Okay, so if I press play now, you can see they're all doing their little respective animations. So what we need to do, we'll start off with the taunt gesture. This little button here called push down action. So we'll click that and then we'll do the same for the hook punch and the same for the roundhouse. You can see they've all been named because we've given them names in the NLA. Right, so I can actually delete these now, so press X to delete. And with our main guy selected, you can see he only does the taunt so far. But by adding an action, so Shift A, or you can go to the menu and press Add Action. We're going to add in a roundhouse. And you see where the play cursor was, that's where it's imported the roundhouse kick. And we can add another action here. And we'll add in the hook punch just here. So now if we press play from the start, you can see he does the taunt animation, then he skips to the roundhouse animation, and then he skips to the hook punch animation. Now you'll see here, there's a bit of basically just a straight jump, like a jump cut. And we can actually smooth those out. If you select all three of these actions, we can add a transition. And you can see now Blender has automatically added a transition. So now when we press play from the end of the taunt animation, it smoothly sort of keyframes between the two animations. And the same with the roundhouse, just a slight movement of the feet, but he transitions much smoother. And Blender will automatically adjust the length of these transitions if you move the animation. So you can see here, it's a much longer transition. So let's just move that back. Let's keep these transitions quite short. So the other nice thing we can do here is if you select one of these actions, just move this up so you can see a bit better. You can see we've got action strip settings over here. It tells you where the frame starts and ends, so on. But if you open this action clip, you can actually see we've got a few other things that we could do. So we can repeat this clip. So he does not just one hook punch, but two hook punches. We can also scale the playback, so we can make it quicker. So now if we do it, he punches really quickly. Or alternatively, you could also do slow motion. So if we scale the player back to say 2 times, the hook punch happens much slower for those epic slow-mo shots. So you can see now we've easily been able to add in animations straight into Blender from Mixamo and have them so they transition into each other, and we can amend them and adjust them. It's a really cool trick and it's really great for making animations. So you can see now how easy it would be to make a little animation like I did at the start of this video. So I've made quite a simple scene here. Well, I say quite simple, there's a few nice things going on. So we start with this. This is a background image. And basically what I've done, I've just kind of given it a bit of a shape, just to kind of fake some depth in it. We're not going to see it too close, but just by basically extruding the picture and giving it a little bit of shape like that, you can actually fake some 3D depth in it. It's really simple to do. Basically, if you see the actual mesh, I've basically done some loop cuts here. I've taken this back plane here and just moved it in the X direction just to pull it out a bit. You can also add a subdivision surface in here as well, just to make the transition a bit smoother. We've added in a couple of fog planes. There's one here and one here. These are basically just movies which play a fog animation. And then we've just got a simple plane for the ground, just to give them something to stand on. We've had a couple of rocks in just to kind of blend the foreground to the background. So looking through the camera view, you can see we've kind of got this nice kind of pan in here, sort of a wider angle with the background showing. We've got nice tight close-up here at the start, and we've used a similar angle at the end just to finish off with a smashing punch.